Welcome to David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
Howdy, everybody. I know we're running a few minutes late, and we had some technical difficulties. We were trying to get some things sorted out. And like I said, this is a new program for me, and a couple of little problems come up here and there, and that's something that you've got to deal with, and it's no biggie. But anyway, I want to welcome Rob and Sarah to the stream, and they are from the band Ember. Hi, guys. How's it going?
Hi.
Hey.
So anyway, I was just telling everybody that we ran into some technical difficulties, and it's all kinds of fun. I didn't know if y'all could hear me in the green room or not.
Sound loud and clear here.
All right, cool. Good deal. So y'all all strapped in, got everything going good, and even got two guitars sitting there. Oh my God, I love this. So I was reading over that stuff that you that you sent over on my text, and I was just like, man, y'all knocking out the Midwest out there, ain't you? All the casinos and everything else y'all been playing. I mean, that's pretty good feat up there.
We've been working hard and having a lot of fun.
Awesome. Yeah. And then, Tim Thurber is the one that hooked us up. And on your paperwork, it said that he was an inspiration to you. And
Yes.
I was just like bumfuddled by that, because I didn't know he could be an inspiration to anybody.
I was waiting for it. I can't wait till he watches this later.
He might be watching it now. There ain't no telling what. I don't even know where he's at right now.
Right? He was actually, they were in the Dells, Wisconsin Dells here, like I think this last weekend.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see him though. We were working too. So
only thing I see every now and then is I'll see something that he'll post on Facebook, or, a picture of something, or a picture of the venue or something like that. So
I don't know. He's so cool.
Yeah. I've run some of those roads up through there with those big venues and stuff. And I just, when you're working them, you don't notice them, really. I mean, it's like you look out the corner of your eye and like, oh, okay, well, this cable's got to go over here. This has got to go over there, And, it's fun once you get everything set up and the artists go on stage and you can hear them and hang out. But then it's, the dreadful teardowns coming up. So
I like winding the cables up. That really it's how I wind down. Just wind them cables up, the Mick twist.
Oh my God, you need to go to Tim's house.
Help him wind his cables.
No, he set up a freaking drum set there at his house, and he showed me a picture of it, and I could not believe how bad his cable management was. It was just all over the place. And we're talking curled up, wadded up balls of cable. And then you see the end going out to somewhere, and I'm just like, dude, come on, man.
Must have a lot to do with the electronic set that he has.
Yeah.
Even when we have, it's just cords everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
they're all twice as long as you need.
Every daggone one of them. I've never understood that. They make an 8, a 10, and a 16. Where's the middle? Come on.
They don't pay me to figure that out, though. So,
well, that's what they do with everybody else. It's crazy. I appreciate y'all being on the show, though, even though we had that little bit of setback. I mean, that was fun, though.
Same. Thank you for having it. We've been looking forward to this. We've had a packed week, little sleep, and a lot of fun.
Good.
And this is like the little cherry on top, and then we get to go fishing. So that's all I care about.
Where are y'all going fishing at?
We don't even know yet.
The lake.
The lake.
The lake.
The name of a lake or something. Come on.
Oh, there's so many of them up here that
probably Chippewa flowage.
Within a half-hour drive, there must be 30 of them. So we kind of flip a coin or choose a direction or something, but it's always last minute. Where do we want to go?
Yeah, it's
keep it exciting.
I'm kind of situated where I can go either Percy Priest, Old Hickory, or drive up a little bit towards Kentucky and go to the Kentucky Lake up there. So I got 3 big lakes just right here within 30 minutes of me.
I've been on Kentucky Lake and caught some of the biggest crappies I've ever caught.
Oh,
I mean,
man, I
they don't
love
make them that big up here in Wisconsin.
No.
Just saying.
Yeah, but
that we know of.
what's the main fish up there y'all got? I keep forgetting.
Northern pikes.
Northern
Muskie,
pike,
but
that's right.
yeah. So much fun. I caught 3 this year. Small ones though.
Well, somebody told me they were good eating, but I ain't ever tried northern pike.
They are. They are. Grew up eating them. Fish fry. It'd feed our whole family of 10. It worked out. If you got a big one, I mean.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, y'all
Camera.
kind of grown up there your whole life.
I actually lived down south for 10 years. So I turned 18 and moved. Wait, that's telling how old I am. I turned 18 and moved to Tennessee. So
Don't even start with how old you are, because I've had gray hair for days. You got this flare all, so I mean, come on.
Oh my.
Guys do that and they get in trouble.
I did it to myself. It's okay.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Notice how I'm being quiet over here?
Yeah.
I'm probably older than both of you.
I don't know. What are you, 56, 57?
Okay, maybe not.
There you
All
go.
right.
I will actually be turning 58 July 20th.
Nice. Wait, July 20th. Couple days. Happy early birthday.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, it's like, I don't know, 10 days, something like that. I don't even know what date it is.
Same.
What is today, the 9th?
Oh,
I have no clue. My assistant's not here.
no, we don't know.
It's the 9th.
We got
It's
we got ourselves to Hodag, and then after that we just don't even know. We don't know what day, whatever. We just know dates by Hodag, and then that's it.
And
I
then
don't even know
fishing
what
tomorrow.
a hodag is. What's a hodag?
You want to explain?
Come
Well,
on now, everybody.
okay, so
else is going, what is a hodag? So
it's
I'm
a country music festival here in Rhinelander, Wisconsin.
okay.
Neil McCoy has been headlining it for like 35 years. Was this year his 35th year?
I believe something like that.
Yep.
He's been at every one of them. Yep.
That is
Huge. They had-
Martina McBride. They even had Hardy this year.
that party
um,
last night. Yeah.
They were supposed to have Ashley McBride, but apparently her bus broke down in somewhere.
I've seen that.
Yeah.
She posted, and like the bus was completely dead in the water. They had 2 bus drivers working on it, a mechanic, everything else. They just couldn't get the thing started.
I hate that. It seemed
I'm
like the gremlins were out or something. Like the moon was just full not very long ago.
I couldn't tell you, because half the time if I'm not in here working on this stuff, then I hit that bed every chance I get.
Right.
Because the time I get up at like 4:00 in the morning, and I run nonstop.
Yep.
And then half the time I'm not in bed till 10, 11 o'clock at night. And then I laid down the other night and I got an email come through at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, what? Y'all don't sleep? Come on. Give me at least 5 hours, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So you're from Wisconsin, and Rob,
Speaking of Hodag, we should.
He was asking a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was just curious because Sarah's from Wisconsin and you're from Toledo, Ohio.
Did you put Toledo?
Is that right?
Where are you from,
No.
Robert?
I'm not from Toledo, Ohio. I'm originally from the Twin Cities.
And see, that's not what I've got. That is
Oh.
weird. I'm gonna have to get on to my.
Never been to Toledo, Ohio, but
Not yet.
Because on here it even says. On here it even says you moved back to Toledo in year 2000.
Weird.
Nope. Originally from the Twin Cities, and then I moved up to Ladysmith, Wisconsin. Oh, probably almost 20 years ago now.
See, now I've got to get on the Julie because she pulled all this stuff off the internet. I told her she's got to be careful because some of these things you just don't know.
And I'm sure you've got a lot of different folks that you're, keep up with.
Yeah, because how my little thing is I'll talk to the people, I'll get them booked in and everything else, and then I'll give her the name, band name, stuff like that, and then she'll go and she'll pull up all the info and everything and get everything laid out for me. Because in case you ain't noticed, I don't do a whole lot of Q and A or whatever you want to call it. I just get on here and start talking. So it gives me little talking points.
Sure.
It gives me something to, bring up. And it's things that I think that some people would like to know. But see, that's cool because now I know that both of y'all were still in the same area and everything and grew up together and all that good stuff. And one day you went, I know you. I need to play guitar with you.
Yeah.
So how do y'all get Ember started? Because I'm assuming some of this stuff might be right, but y'all were in different bands and played different things, and then y'all got together and brung up Ember.
Yeah, I guess I've been doing this for 30 years or so now, I guess, and multiple bands, and I just always wanted to play as much as possible, and so it ended up being multiple bands most of the time, and yeah, somewhere along the line we were looking for a singer, and her name popped up, and so we kind of got it together and had a good time, and
your drummer
gigs.
shot me a message.
Oh yeah, yep. It was
Yep,
that
it was
drummer.
like, hey, what are you doing? And
Yep.
I wasn't doing anything, so
So, and we just kept playing. So,
So y'all just, when y'all got together, it was just like that real good family type vibe.
yes, I have stuff to say about that. Yes,
a lot of people talk about that. It's just when you start playing with somebody, you just get that feeling. Go for it. Come on, Sarah, tell me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've been around plenty of bands, and I'm sure you've been in bands, and they're not always never.
I've never been in a band.
Well, they're not always, everybody. Sometimes it's really, really work oriented, and nobody has any fun. It's just like so much pressure. And in this group, it's just been so laid back, and everybody works really hard. But there's like, if you mess up, you don't get yelled at. It's pretty cool. And
God, I hate that.
yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what? I love this band. I love the folks that we're working with. We actually just went from a 4-piece to a 5-piece.
Awesome.
And we got our cool keyboard player. Well, everybody in our band's cool, of course. But
of course,
we finally found this awesome keyboard player. We finally found an awesome drummer, like people that are available to do it as much as we want to do it.
Right.
So that, when you're down in Tennessee, there's a dime a dozen of whatever you need. Like even tambourine players, you got 50 of those lined up through yeah, it's amazing. Up here, before I moved back to Wisconsin, I put an ad on Craigslist. There's like one guitar player looking to do something from each month, once a month. Yeah. It's insane. Like I went from down there, building bands down there, to back up here. And I'm like, because I didn't start playing in music until I moved down there. Moved back up here, and it was like, whoa, there's nobody up here. They're already down there.
Yeah, everybody comes down here to make it. And then when they don't make it, then they go back.
Yep.
But that's my biggest joke down here is, you want to start a band? No problem. Just open your front door and yell. You'll get a drummer, a bass player, a guitarist, and it all depends on who's doing vocals at the time, So
yep.
I mean, it's easy to do down here. That's why I don't understand why there isn't more like a band every 5 minutes formed in this area.
I think there is. I
don't know.
There's got to be some type of statistic out there.
You know what? I might have to look into that. It'd be fun. So anyway, Rob, you was going to say something about because of the Hodeg.
Yeah, we were in a regional. I think on the paper that we sent you, we were in a regional pickoff contest. And so 2 days ago, we had the final, and we actually won.
Awesome.
It says 2023 Wisconsin State Country Band Contest.
Awesome. I love it.
Shocking is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of good players there.
Really
no,
good.
I mean, if y'all got that band vibe like you're describing and everything, that is just icing on the cake right there. That is all it is.
We are flying cloud 9 right now. We work so hard, and everybody in our band loves what we do. We have fun.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a competition though, because there is Matthew James and the Ramble. There's 49 Deluxe and Dan Lapine. And these guys, like, they had some good bands. And it's just, well, we were all friends. Like
Yeah.
everybody is a small kind of world up here. Kind of everybody knows everybody, and everybody was rooting for everybody. So it was just fun to like all four of us, just four different bands, just to get up there and do our thing and just have fun.
It really
Oh, yeah.
wasn't like a competition to any of
Yeah.
us, really. I mean, we originally decided to do it just to kind of get their attention because we were marketing to them for a while, and they get a
Mhm.
lot of bands marketing to them. So we're just like, well, let's do this pick off to see if we can get their attention a little bit, and it worked. We did get their attention, and then but I mean, the whole time it's apples to oranges to us. We don't think we're any better than any of the other musicians or the bands, and we're just thought, well, let's go have a good time and meet some people, and then
This happened.
here we are. We ended up winning it. I mean, it is nice because I mean we've been doing this for a long time. We've been working really hard for a long time, and it really is difficult to get people's attention, and it's difficult to get festivals, and nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy at all. We have to really work. And we're doing it all ourselves. We don't have marketing teams. We don't have, media people. We don't have video people. We got people helping us now, friends and stuff, doing whatever they can do for us, which is great.
Oh, yeah.
But, we're one-stop shop where we got to put out everything that's going to be out. We have to do ourselves. So it is we work on this every single day. We've had 2 fishing trips so far this summer, but other than that, it's every day we wake up and we work hard on whatever needs to be done.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's what you got to do. You really do.
To finally get some recognition, and get some people's attention, it really feels good. It makes all the work pay off for us.
Oh, yeah. And just winning that and actually having a trophy to be able to bring home, put it on the mantle or something, and that's just like.
I'm cuddling with it tonight. I'm going to cuddle with it tonight again, but then I will start to pass it around. Sorry, guys.
I don't think I cuddle with a trophy. I'm sorry. But I've never won one. So, I mean, who knows?
I could be joking.
Well, I don't actually think we're ever going to get our share at cuddling with it. She's attached.
I'm surprised she ain't got a lanyard attached to it. That way, if it goes too far, it just snaps right back.
Well, it's kind of breakable. Like there's some parts on it that could break, and I break a lot of things. So yeah, I have to just keep it in a nice place.
Bulletproof, air sealed.
So on that competition, I'm not really going to call it a competition. During that whole little thing that they were doing for the who won it and everything, did they do it by song or did they do it by overall band? How did they do that?
Yeah, you can explain that.
Well, it started out with regionals, where there's 4 regional competitions, and I think there's 5 to 7 bands per regional competition. And the first place winner of each of those goes to the state competition.
Mm-hmm.
And they basically they have judges that have some accolades in the music industry and stuff, right, that some pretty good judges. I mean, they take it pretty seriously. They've done this for quite a few years now, and they don't just take the guy at the end of the bar and because he can take the blame if for whoever wins or loses. No, they actually put some good people in there that really know what they're doing, and then they just judge you on singing abilities and stage presence and working the crowd, and they have a number of different categories that they judge you on, and
length of set. Like we had to be 20 minutes.
Yep.
Each second each minute you went over, you had points taken off. So we had to hit it down to the minute. The moral character, like they went pretty deep into the things that they were looking for, and it was awesome that they went that detailed. So it wasn't just them favoring one person over the next. Like it seemed kind of fair.
Yeah.
In a way,
that's what I was curious about, because sometimes
mm-hmm.
I ain't even gonna say it. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking. We know what you're talking about.
Yep. They said that they take the for each of the categories, they give you a score, and they take the highest score for each category and throw it out, and then they take the lowest score for each category and throw it out. So they're really getting kind of the average and the middle scores of, so nobody can really pick favorites and say, I'm going 10 on all this one and 1 on all the rest of the bands or something like that. There's nothing like that.
Right.
They always just take the middle scores. And so they really, I mean, it's a big stage, it's a big festival, and they do offer up big prizes, and so they take it seriously. It's it was just really an honor to be a part of it. I mean, we've never done anything like that before, and to walk away with the trophy we just feel great about it. And but like I say, it's more about seeing other bands. For one, we don't get to see too many bands, when we're on the road all the time and stuff. But to be able to see that many bands, great bands that in one day like that, and then be able to meet them and chat with them. I mean, it's so much fun. I mean, it really is a good time. We couldn't be more happier about being a part of it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's, and when you get a good band and you can really, really get that whole creative juice going in between each other, and you get that whole family vibe and cutting up, and I call it a humble existence within the band. You become more of a family, and it always pays off. Always pays off. Because I can tell you, probably let's see, if we used all 3 of our hands.
Wait.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about. But some people just ain't friendly, and some people just ain't nice about things. And I think if you're more down to earth,
because we're one of a billion. Like there's so much talent out there. Like nobody's really better than the other. We all have our own little version of what we do.
Yeah.
And it is, again, music isn't about the competition. Who's been telling me that my whole life? You've been telling me that it's not about competition. Really.
It's not. It really isn't. It's just to go out there and play your song at the best ability you can, and entertain people and have a blast while you're doing it. And that's what, because I'm more on if I wasn't running the boards or running the lights, I was out in the audience, and I would enjoy the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And it kills me because, some people, they'll invite me out to a show or something, and I'll go to a show, and I'm sitting back, and then the first thing I start doing is I'm like, dude, who in the heck is that sound guy? And I'm like, are they going to move the lights at all? Are they going to change them? What are they doing? And then once I get past that, then I can start enjoying the band.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just stuff that happens. I mean, especially people that are behind the scenes and everything. That's what we do.
Nerds. We're nerds. We love that part. I love it. It's fun. It's fun looking at the equipment and talking about the different gear these guys are using and learning things from other bands.
Yeah. Well, I was using Zoom before I used this program, and I love this program a whole lot better. And the only reason I know about this program is because I was on another lady's show, Panoria, up close on the mic. I was on her show, and she was using a StreamYard. Okay. And after we got done with it, we were still talking, and she kind of, told me all the advantages to it and everything. And I got on it, and I'm just like, I'm loving this because the quality's better. The sound quality's better. There's hardly any lag, and the video quality is a whole lot better.
Yeah. I noticed the lag is great, or non-existent. I don't know. It's pretty good. It sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. And between what we're doing right here and what goes on Facebook and YouTube, there's only a 5-second delay.
Oh, nice.
And that is awesome.
Yeah.
Because some things like Zoom, it wouldn't let you do live streaming to more than one platform.
Yeah.
It was messed up because on this one, I can do like 3 or 4. It's pretty cool. So that's nerd stuff. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's learning. It's one of the reasons, why we were like, let's try this stuff out. We've never put together any of the podcast stuff or got anything together like this, but we want to learn. I mean, we're here to learn. We're here to figure all this stuff out.
Yeah. Well, with your setup right there, how y'all got everything tied in, and you were using the oh shoot, I done drawn a blank on the board. You said Midas board.
Yep, M18.
Midas
MR18. Yep.
Yeah, you can actually take and live stream y'all just playing all the time on Facebook.
Yeah, this board has quite the capabilities, and a lot of it we've made use of, and we're able to figure out. But it seems like the more you learn, the more you know that you don't know. But yeah, the capabilities do seem to be endless, and we're constantly trying to figure different new things out. But yeah, we've done some recording off of it, and live recording and things like that. But yeah, I know there's a lot more that's in depth with it that we're constantly trying to figure stuff out. I mean, with all this equipment and with videos and with everything, I mean, it's the more you dive into it, the more you realize you don't know, and the more you realize you need to get to work and try to make use of this technology that's at your disposal. And
yeah, it's kind of like, and I tell people this because y'all fish, I fish. It's kind of like you're looking for a really good bass boat, and you don't realize how much that bass boat is actually going to cost you in the long run. It's depth finders, trolling motors,
yep,
insurance, all this other stuff. And then the next thing you know, well, I like that new pole. I think I'm going to go get that new pole. It's the same way with gear. I mean, you've got a really good board.
And then before you know it, you can't use the stuff because you're busy working.
Yeah. But
pay for it.
once you start getting into something, man, it's just like, okay, I got to go work a few hours extra just to get this going.
Yep.
Oh, Lord. So when'd you meet Tim Thurber? I got to hear this story because I'm sorry.
We've been waiting for this. Okay. So I was working at Ashley Furniture in, was it Murfreesboro, Tennessee? Yeah, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
When?
In, I would say 2019, maybe around there.
I wonder if I bought my bedroom suit from you.
Oh gosh, you might have.
Because
I'm a terrible salesperson, though. Do you want it? Buy it. That's how I work. If you don't.
Yeah, but I'm one of those people that when I walk into a store, I don't want to see you or hear from you until I go, hey, how much? And I'm ready to buy it.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. And that's why how I treat people when I sell, kind of. I mean, you have to greet them, but then, yeah. I think somebody, I moved here to get into music, of course, like everybody else, or moved to Murfreesboro or Tennessee. And he was a driver or a delivery guy for Ashley Furniture at the time. I don't know if you want anybody knowing that, but oh well, sorry, Tim. Yeah, so we just got introduced because he plays music, and this lady thought that I should meet him, and we just kind of drank a few beers and talked music, and from there it's been kind of history. Now, what's hilarious is he's going to be with Trey Atkins' team playing for Ashley for the Arts. And we're also be playing Ashley for the Arts. So it's kind of like a full circle kind of thing.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Another cool thing is I've noticed, ticket prices in Tennessee. I mean, they can be pretty expensive when you go to Bridgestone to see some of those big acts. But I'm hearing around here, apparently Ashley for the Arts was like $5 a day in the past. Yeah. I didn't know that. I never went when I was here, but they're like, oh my gosh, it's $45 for the full weekend. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? That's great. And then for all these acts, I have friends coming from Tennessee to see Ashley for the Arts with all those bands because they're like mind blown. It's kind of funny. Just I think it's amazing ticket price, $45.
Yeah, because I think, oh God, the last ticket price I seen on, I can't even remember what act it was, but they were like starting 105, 150, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, the Josie Awards. When they have the Josie Awards, the ticket price is like 150 for one seat.
Yep.
You know,
And that's
I'm
kind of
just like,
not really that. I mean, that's what you expect, kind of that around that pricing, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
in this day.
I'm still a working man.
Well, I hear you. I hear you.
Well, and
We just don't go then.
And the cheap prices. I mean, it's for great acts too. I mean, it's Ariel Speedwagon, it's Sawyer Brown, it's Trace Atkins, it's One Republic.
Yeah, but that ticket price for all those down here, it'd be like $250.
That's what I'm saying. We're lucky. We're so lucky.
Oh yeah.
Well, that and Northwoods Rock Rally, we're doing that in August, and
Country rally.
what's that?
Country rally.
Northwoods Country Rally. Yep, they do both Northwoods Rock Rally and Country Rally. We'll be at the Northwoods Country Rally, but they got Rodney Adkins and Steel Woods, and they just run bands all weekend long, and
How much is it?
nice, clean place, cheap beer. I mean, it's like
$2.50
$2.50 beer.
Price of beer down here is outrageous.
And you can't drink hardly ever. You know, it's funny. I moved down there when I was 18, so I couldn't really drink. But though it was weird because when I moved back up here, like they sell liquor on Sundays and whatnot every day of the week. Well, it's Wisconsin. We all know about Wisconsin, right?
Oh yeah.
But down there, you know, you got the Bible Belt and like you can only buy certain times. It's crazy. It's crazy difference.
Yeah, I think they've changed some of that though.
I don't know. I've been gone for a little while, I guess.
I don't know. I don't drink that much. I might sip on some bourbon every now and then or a really good whiskey. And I've gotten where I like those Jack Daniel's Down Home Punch coolers. I like those.
I had to stop.
I drink every now and then. I lost a taste for it a long time ago.
I was losing my voice last year because I like my Jaeger bombs, right?
Oh God, I can't stand that stuff.
I had to completely quit drinking, and I'm glad I have. It's a whole new experience. But I was having acid reflux and was eating my vocal cords, and I started losing my voice. And so, you know, that's the one thing that I was like, you know what? I'm done. That was easy for me. I wasn't easy. Like, okay, not a problem.
You know, I don't care if, to me personally, I don't care if I couldn't sing a note. I would still, no, I ain't messing with my vocal cords. At least I can still talk, you know. I'm not messing with that stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Which I probably should quit smoking. But anyway.
I can add a nice rasp, a good radio voice. Yes.
Nothing like a good radio voice.
Yes.
I tell everybody I've got that face for radio.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Just sit back and I don't know. I like doing this stuff. I like talking.
That's awesome.
I don't know why. Nobody listens to me anyway.
I hear you on that. Yeah, I talk a lot too.
Uh-huh. I can't even hear him because you're talking so much. I don't know.
Exactly. It's a norm.
So is y'all going to play some songs for me?
Sure.
Well, I didn't want you to just sit there and hold guitars the whole time.
I mean, they're pretty. So
I know they're pretty. I like the shine on the black one.
Thank you. It's my baby. I dropped it in the ocean one time. So that photo that I sent you a couple years ago, right after COVID, I decided to make a trip down to Florida through Tennessee. I want to see some friends and then sit on the beach, do a photo shoot with my workhorse because I was going to do a lot of solo shows. Right before I leave Wisconsin, I take my guitar to the guitar tech, Dallas Bennett, and he's like, "Don't drop it in the ocean." I'm like, no, I would never do that, right?
Oh, that was a jinx right there.
Yes. So that photo that's on this that I sent you for this podcast, I literally just picked up the guitar out of the water. it fell off my back. It fell like this. Yes.
Right in the water.
I had to find a whole new, what's this thing called? I forget.
Preamp.
Yeah, I had to find a whole new preamp for it. And it was a whole ordeal because it's a Steve Wariner, 92 Steve Wariner Takamine here. And I love the sound of it. I love how it plays. But yeah, I dropped that thing in the ocean and whew, we're lucky that it still works now because it did die. Like the corrosion killed the thing, the electronics.
Yeah, I would have been like 5-second panic attack.
I did, but I'm glad we're at least using the shot because it makes me feel a little better.
Yeah, it's a good picture.
Thank you. All right.
It made me jealous. I wanted to go by in the water.
Right. I need to go back. Oh, I actually, so we write a lot of different types of songs, but I do want to let's do Stuck on You first, just sure. Because we did win a country pickoff. So it is a country song. So we're going to start with, all
right.
Stuck on You.
Okay.
What if I said I miss you? Would you believe it's true? All this time trying to figure out something I already knew. It's just crazy living in a dream that won't come true. You're out looking for someone else, and I'm here stuck on you. If you were any other guy, I'd already know. The way you look across the room, yeah, you never say hello. Can't deny the feeling, could have swore you felt it too. You see you're not looking for love, and I'm stuck here confused. Feelings leave you empty, love can make you blind. A heart will take you to another world, make you lose your mind. When will it be over? Why is love so cruel? Will I find somebody else the way I felt for you? 'Cause lately you've been making me crazy. I mean, driving me crazy to the madness over you, baby. So what if I said I miss you? Would you believe it's true? All this time trying to figure out something I already knew. It's just crazy living in a dream that won't come true. You're out looking for someone else, and I'm here stuck on you. You're out looking for somebody else, and I'm here stuck on you.
All right. I like that. That's a good song.
It's a little ditty.
A little ditty.
It's a little country ditty.
It's just a little ditty.
Wrote that in the back of a band van. A while ago though. That was when I was stuck on somebody, but that was a long time ago. Let's drink some water to that.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Have some water. Don't mess that voice up.
Yes, exactly.
I'm stuck on a non-labeled Mountain Dew.
Go juice.
There you go. Yep, caffeine.
Get the zoomies.
Gotta have something to keep me going. It gets crazy.
Yeah, we live on it.
Coffee. But it's horrible for your voice though. Just so everybody knows.
No, it's not. It gives you this voice.
Well, I mean, if you're singing, you get the...
I don't sing. Thank you very much. Trying to get comfortable in this chair. I'm gonna have to get new chairs.
Something with good padding. These bar stools that we're sitting on are very hard.
I know. I was sitting there looking at that. I was like, dude, you need the back and the real comfy looking chairs. That's what you need.
Next time when we
Next
plan it out and
No, next time you got to get a gig down here so you can come in here.
that was the plan anyways. Yeah. We'll just go sit in your comfy chairs. So they better be comfy. No, I'm just
They
kidding.
are.
Oh.
I'm actually looking at getting new ones. So,
Oh yeah. Nice.
well, I've got the kitchen. Let's see. There you go. I got the original kitchen chairs that go with this kitchen table, and I had to put a pad in the bottom of it,
Yeah.
and it made them a little bit more comfortable. But
Our
I think
tables.
I
Sorry.
think I'm just going to get like computer chairs for everybody.
As long as you keep the table, obviously.
Oh yeah, I got to.
Oh
Although a buddy of mine's wanting to build me one.
yeah.
Yeah, he's got a slab of black walnut,
Mm.
and he's wanting to make one of those epoxy whatever type tables.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's wanting to make design one of those for me. And I just told him, I said, knock yourself out.
Nice.
I think it'll be cool.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of cool projects like that.
Yeah, my uncle, Antique Woodworks, they do that.
Yeah.
I used to work with him a little bit on tearing down old barns, and then they make mantles and kitchen tables and everything. So, but this is kind of nice here. Sarah's sister Emily was nice enough to let us here, and she's got a nice kitchen table here.
It's almost the same color as yours.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, me and my assistant started looking for a table, and I wanted one that reminded me of my grandma's
Mm-hmm.
and my mom. My mom had one just like this one, except it was round, and it had a leaf that you put in it, and it would make it oblong or whatever they call that. I don't know. And it's what I grew up with. And Christmas and everything else, you'd sit around and
We've all had one.
Yeah, you know, you catch up with your cousins and stuff, you know, and people you ain't seen in God knows how long. And
Or just my full family.
Yeah.
The cousins wouldn't fit.
You sound like you have a large family.
I do. I'm one of 10 kids, so
Oh my God.
a lot of jokes.
A lot of
I love
jokes.
my family.
I don't know. I'm an only child.
Really? I would not know what that's like. Yeah.
Peaceful.
Yeah, I would not know what that's like. Poor mom.
Well, everybody always said, you know, my whole life when I was growing up, they were like, you've got to be spoiled. You've got to be spoiled to death. No. I can tell you the exact story. When I was 9 years old, I went out and I asked my dad if I could borrow $5. And he walked me outside, showed me how to start the lawnmower.
Yes.
And he said, cut the grass. So I cut the grass. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get my money after I cut the grass. No big deal. Cut the grass. I got done. I'm in the front yard, right? And I said, so can I get that $5? He said, nope. You can get a thank you because you got a roof over your head and, you know, food in your belly. He said, but if you want actual money, I don't give you nothing. You're going to earn everything. And you can go right across the street. That lady wants her grass cut, $7. And you start hitting every house up and down this street. And I'll let you borrow my lawnmower.
That's awesome. That's worth ethic.
Yeah. At 9 years old.
Good. That was awesome. I love that.
And I've worked my whole life. Because back in Tennessee, when I was 14, I was able to work at a grocery store for 3 hours. And I started and I was cleaning the meat department.
Yep.
It worked. I got a paycheck, you know, and I've been working, you know, legally ever since. So,
well, and you probably got a lot more than that. I mean, you know, being raised that way, you know, I mean, well, just like us, I mean, we had earn everything we have. We had to earn, and it's not sure that there's a lot of kids growing up these days that have that, and
No.
I think it does add character. And
it used to make me mad because I would see, these kids pulling up at high school in these brand new Z28s and, all this other stuff. And, mom and dad bought it for them. And I'm just like, dude.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't buy any of us kids their own cars.
Yeah.
I had what was a 90 Taurus, Ford Taurus. It was a Mercury Sable, same thing, but different. But that thing broke down when I made it to Tennessee in that. It was a funny story. So my first car, yeah, exactly. My first car, some friends bought for me. That's a whole story. But anyways, right before I moved to Tennessee, I moved in with some friends and they bought me this car. We go to see this car and the guy's like, I said $700, right? And I said, no, you said 900. Little, innocent, honest era over here. And he's like, oh, $900. Send him the $900. Oh. I get for 700.
Okay, you need to read the art of the deal, okay?
Yes, I argued it the wrong way. But my mom did teach me to be honest. So that's, I was honest.
Well, you got that going for you.
Going for me or something. I don't know. No, I've been quite blessed. I do think honesty is best. So
honesty is always best.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I tell people, you can ask me anything you want to. Just make sure you're prepared for the answer.
Yes.
I'll tell you the answer. I don't, because I grew up in the generation. I'm sure y'all were close to that too. I don't give a damn.
It gets me in trouble from time to time, but absolutely.
Yeah. I have to bite my tongue sometimes, especially out in public, because I hear somebody whining about something or pissed off about something. And I'm just like, who cares? What was that old thing that my granddad used to tell me all the time? He's like, well, better be pissed off than pissed on.
That's true. I have to tell you about Tim Thurber, though. I got to be his roadie. I got to be his drum roadie, carry his gear. And then one time, he played bass for me in one of my bands down there.
And that's something that amazes me about Tim. Guitar, bass, drums. He can play every damn thing just about.
Here's one thing cool. I had a band, I think it was Porcelain Monkey. We were playing at the Muddy Beaver in Columbia, Tennessee. I lived right next to that place. Weird. But anyways, last minute we didn't have a bass player and called Tim up and I'm like, hey, can you learn these songs? And it's really cool about professionals that know how to track out the songs and just show up and have a little cheat sheet and do it. And he did it like the next day.
Oh, he's definitely talented.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
I just like picking on him.
Oh, I know. Everybody does. It's funny. I've been around him a lot and everybody picks on him, but he is a really great guy. He tries to pretend he's, I don't know, tough guy, but he's cool. He's so cool.
I know. He's almost like a little teddy bear.
I know. He talks so tough sometimes. And I'm like, but you're the sweetest thing ever. Oh, crap. I hope he's not listening.
If you catch him every now and then, it's kind of like you just want to go up and squeeze his cheeks.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't wait. Yep. I can't wait to see him. We're going to see him here in August. So
that'll be fun.
Yes.
The bad part about it is no matter what we say about him, he knows where I live.
Oh, nice. I think I know where he lives. I think he might have moved. I think he was in Hermitage.
I think he's in Murfreesboro. I don't know. He just moved.
Yeah. Yep. I think you're right. I think you're right. I think he did move to Murfreesboro.
Yeah, because he was getting he got a bigger apartment.
Mm-hmm.
That way his son would have a place and they could set the drum kit up and all that other stuff. Because I mean his kid plays
William. Oh, yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that's really cool though. He's Well, jack of all trades. He's done everything.
Yeah, drove bus, drove truck.
Do you know
That's-
what company he drove for? Wasn't it out of Gallatin? 'Cause I
Honey,
think-
he's when I first met Tim, it was about a year and a half ago.
What? That was it?
That was it.
Wow.
And me and him have we clicked. And actually, I got to talking to him because a friend of mine gave me his phone number, and I was looking at getting back into either driving truck or doing something. And a buddy of mine kept bugging me that I needed to go run tours. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. And another friend of mine, I was telling her about it, and she's like, you got to call Tim Thurber. And I'm like, who in the hell is Tim Thurber? And she got his number for me and gave me his number, and I called him, and me and him had like an hour and a half long conversation right off the bat. We was talking about all kinds of things and music and stuff that I did and things that he's done. And it was we just clicked as friends.
Yep.
And went from there. And then in the middle of the night, I get a text message going, hey, have you heard about the band Ember? And I'm like, no. Okay, you really got to talk to them. You really need them on your show. And I'm like, okay, tell them to hit me up and we'll get it going. And here we are.
Yes. Yeah, we are here.
Yeah.
We finally are here.
Yeah, we're
I
glad
don't know
to
how
be
we
here.
got here, but we're here.
With a little finessing.
And next time we'll be there. So
Oh, yeah. If we time it just right, I got a grill out back. We'll throw some burgers. Or actually, you bring me some fish.
Oh, there you go.
bring you some fish, and do you want some cheese curds? Have you ever tried the cheese curds?
I've tried the cheese curds. I've tried all kinds of stuff. And
Okay.
honestly, I'm not a big fan of the cheese curds. I'm really not.
We can still be friends. I don't eat them either. It's not really good for your stomach and the waistline. And yeah.
Honestly, I love Colby Jack, and I love a real good cheddar, like with a bottle of wine or something like that.
Mhm.
And of course, I was born and raised in Nashville. So to me, a bottle of wine, some crackers, some cheese, and some cracker bologna, and I've got a whole meal going on right there. I'm done.
So you are from Nashville. You are a Nashville native.
Yeah.
I love that because
Yeah.
you're one of the few ones. There's so many transplants down there. I know you're well aware.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for everybody. I can speak for the people that I do know, friends that I grew up with, everything else. And I would say about 92% of us that were born and raised in Nashville
Yeah.
ain't nowhere near it.
Yeah.
We all moved out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't like going down there. I do love the music. I do love a lot of things that they do down there. And the whole reason I put this show together was to help new bands and give them a venue and a place to get out there, and fans can listen and learn more about their favorite artist or their up and coming artist and make everything a little bit more human,
Yep.
because COVID made everything digital,
Absolutely.
and after COVID, I mean, it's, I don't know if y'all have noticed or not, but it's just kind of like, it's hard for bands to settle down or take a little 2-3 day break, because they are booking bands left and right everywhere.
Yep.
Everybody's wanting to get out.
Oh,
And
I know.
You okay, Rob?
Oh, yeah. Yep, fine.
I was just making sure you're still breathing over there.
We're taking over the whole conversation for Rob over here.
Oh, so interesting.
Rob's just like, what? Well,
It's so interesting.
he's got the whole thing.
I've never been to Nashville, so it's interesting to.
You have never been to
Everybody.
Nashville.
No, Memphis once.
Did you go to Bill Street in Memphis?
Yeah, but it was during COVID, so it was pretty much nothing.
Yeah,
wrong time to go there.
Yeah, with COVID and everything, I mean, everything shut down.
Yep.
And there was no
I think there
bands
was-
playing anywhere.
I
Nothing.
think there's one place that was open that had a band, and that was it. And they were all, super strict and masks and all this stuff. But I think it was right before it hit really hard. So I mean, it was where everybody else closed down, but they were the last one, and I think probably the following day or two they were shut down too. So
Yeah. Yeah, it was just COVID was a bad deal for everybody, man. I mean, it hurt a lot of people.
Yeah.
And not even getting the cold or illness or whatever it was. I mean, the way everything just shut down, man, it just hurt a lot of people.
Yep.
And I'm glad it's opened back up and everybody's getting out and having fun.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Becoming human again.
Yeah. So how many shows have y'all played this year?
Last year we went through over 100. So this year, I mean,
Good 50, I'd say.
it's every weekend. I think we might have had a weekend, maybe two off, but yeah, it's super busy. We're festival season right in the middle of that now, but we do a lot of casinos in the off season, and then a lot of festivals during the summer, and
There's
a lot of private parties. So
There's a lot of things available during the week right now, but we're more focusing on writing and working on the originals and getting that going. So we've kind of taken some of during the week shows, not doing that as much and just keeping it more towards the weekend and focusing on full band stuff.
we're finding out that the harder you work and the more known you get and things like that, the more you really have to divvy up your time just right. There's not enough hours in the day to do everything that needs to be done. So we're like, well, we could play a few less patios, take a little bit of a hit financially, but yet we've got so much we need to do. I mean, there's just not enough time. We've got so much on the plate, so much in the works, so much stuff that's almost done.
Yeah.
And that would really help us, marketing wise or business wise. But there's just so few hours in the day to get it done. So we're really trying to prioritize our time. So, we probably won't hit as many gigs this year for that reason, but we're every weekend. We're, every weekend, and then a lot of Sundays and a lot of Wednesdays. So,
well, I mean, you've done 50 shows already, and it's July, so you got 6 more months.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You might hit 100.
Yeah, and if we don't, it's it's our choice. It's we'd have to turn down a lot lately. So, but it's just the way it's kind of got to be. We just don't have enough hours for everything. And we're sinking all the time we have into it. I mean, we don't have the kids and the full-time jobs and all this stuff to distract from us, but there's just so much involved with what we're trying to do here that
I get it.
You're building your business, and yeah.
I mean, it's like I said earlier, I get up 4 a.m., go to work, get off at 3:30, come home, and as soon as I come home, I'm grabbing a snack, and then I start working on this stuff. And between, just the social stuff alone.
Can't keep up.
You need 3 people to do that these days.
And then about time you build up the one platform and it's looking good and how you want it, and you've sunk so much time and energy into it, then everybody shifts to a different platform and you got to start all over.
Yeah, I think the newest one is Thread or something like that. I just don't know.
I can't keep up.
What? I thought it was Instagram, but I guess.
No, Instagram is so 5 minutes ago. Okay.
That's what I thought. Darn. You know what I'm saying? Yes.
Yeah.
I
But-
can't keep up with learning them, much less getting the content up to speed. It's just
Well, I got the .com, and then I've got my Facebook, then I've got the show Facebook, and then I've got Instagram. And all that's on my phone. That's the only way I can keep up with a lot of that stuff, except for the .com. The .com I got to do through the computer. And my daughter actually come to me one day and she's like, "Have you got anything on TikTok yet?" And I'm like, "No, I'm too freaking busy."
Yep.
And she's like, "I got you." So my daughter handles my TikTok account.
Thank God. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I mean, on that TikTok stuff, you can pull it up and they can, before they post it, they can scroll through there and edit and do all kinds of stuff and take an hour and a half, 2 hour show, and they can take little snippets out of the whole freaking show.
Oh.
And she posted up, and I'm just like, dude, I have no time for that, because it takes her how do you text, Sarah? How do you text? One finger?
Yeah.
One thumb?
Yeah. And then I also use a lot of sticky fingers because my hands sweat a lot and I do a lot of bad words. So it's awful. Yeah. Sometimes voice to text.
My daughter, I swear, can text with 2 thumbs, probably 120 words a minute.
And probably not even look at it while she's doing either, too.
Not even look at it.
Yep, exactly. I'm not that talented.
It is crazy. And she wears it out. I mean, it takes her, each show that she edits and does stuff and puts up for TikTok, it probably takes her maybe 15 minutes, where it would take me 2 hours.
Yeah. Sounds like it's right up her alley.
Yeah. Honey, she's a MySpace kid and
Mhm.
goth. She was back in the goth rage and all that stuff. And she just,
MySpace. So that's telling her age.
she's, oh God, no, this is going to get me in trouble. But anyway.
Yeah, you probably should. Don't do that. Because I wasn't going to say mine either.
There's a 3 in there somewhere, and that's all I'm saying. But
Same.
anyway.
Shh. After the 2? Okay.
No, I said somewhere, anywhere. I didn't say which way. So
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I'm mostly trying to focus on our website, I guess, now because that makes it simple. It's like, okay, if we can just keep up with the website, the website's never gonna, stifle our, or make us pay for, sponsor or whatever we got to do just to get our own fans to see it, which seems to be what Facebook's doing now and stuff. We don't have to necessarily keep up with everything, but if we could just focus on the website, that can always be there. That can always be, regardless of whatever platform's hot now, we can at least.
yeah, that's home base.
Ember music.info. And so I think that's where we're trying to focus mostly on is to have that website always there and have it always accurate and have it always with contact or content or the links and stuff that may go from there or whatever. But some of the stuff that we're dealing with Facebook's, aside from the technical glitches and snafus and whatever they decide to do with it today versus tomorrow and stuff, we're kind of like, well, let's just always push the website. Hopefully in the long run that might be, and then we can fill in the gaps with whatever social media might be hot at the time and whatever we have time for, whatever we can keep up with. But the website, hopefully the one thing that we can maybe get most people to latch on to if they want to find out where we're going or what we're doing and things like that. So
right. Yeah. And that's the best way really for people to find out your tour schedule, and there's a lot of people that they keep up with the website, but you can tell when they put it on Facebook or stuff like that, they took like a screenshot of their .com with their tour schedule and everything on it, and then just shared it over to it.
Yeah, we've had multiple times on Facebook where we've had everything set up nicely with our events and all that stuff, and then they switched to now you're using like the Meta Business app
Yeah.
to access it and to deal with it and everything, and then all of a sudden our events are gone. You know, I was like, we gotta do it over again, and we gotta mess around with it. All of a sudden they switched to this version, and now this version, well, we got to start over again. You know, it's like,
I don't know how I feel about that Meta Business stuff
Mm-hmm.
because it's on my stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I have to literally, in some cases, come up with an event on Meta Business, but then I can't like say adjust the picture, and maybe it's technical glitches and stuff like that. But I mean, I've been doing Facebook since the start. I'm not completely illiterate to this stuff, but yet,
Right.
I can have to create the event on Meta, but then I have to go to Facebook, pull up the event, and then adjust the picture. It's like stuff like that. It's just a constant.
Oh yeah.
You gotta constantly finagle the glitches or the different formats and all that stuff. So
It's always fun.
It's so time consuming, to have to do things twice and fix things all the time. And
that's kind of what I liked about MySpace, though. I mean, they had the whole music thing. You could load your music in there. You could change the background. You could do anything you wanted to with that. And my daughter got real good at writing the code and stuff to change different things into it. Facebook, you're just like,
you're at their mercy.
Honestly, it's boring. It's okay.
Did anybody figure out what is up with the likes versus the follows too? Because like, it's like you can't. It's so weird these days. You can send out a bunch of invites. Well, first time I sent out like 1,000 invites to follow my page, and then Facebook stuck me into limbo, and so nobody even sees those. And then I can work to the next set of amount of people just by sending a couple out at a time, and it works. I don't know. I'm kind of done with that one, Facebook.
Yeah, I had a problem with that because people were liking, and then if you could invite people, and I noticed I went through this little thing where it was like 5 or 6 different times, and I'm like, wait a minute, I just invited those people.
See, yes, exactly.
We're
And
having
it
that
kept
too.
coming over and over, and the list would change a little bit every now and then, but then I was catching key individuals that were on each list, and I'm like, what's up with that? It was crazy.
Frustrating.
It's always something. Yeah, but
It
we're
is.
dealing with that same thing.
Yeah.
It gets
I got my Facebook like back in 2007, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna build it from here, and we're gonna merge it into a music page one day. And I'm at like almost 5,000 followers or friends or whatever.
awesome. You got me so many.
but it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter at this point because your content gets stifled.
Yep.
Like you can post something that like we just released a demo, our first single, and some of my friends can see it, but I try to send it out to them, and then they suppress me as in like maybe I'm spam or something. And I'm like, I added all these people as my friends. I wanted to share my song with these guys, and I can't now. Like,
yeah, and it's all sometimes you have to go in there and you have to actually move it to where, like, if you have it private or if you have it just your friends can see it, sometimes it won't go through. But if you click it on public, then it'll go on through.
Yep. Too many.
So they really want you to go public. So,
well, they want you to spend money too. I mean, especially with a link and like a YouTube link. We originally released the lyric video with a YouTube link, and even paid to have it sponsored, paid to get it to the people that actually like our page, even. And still the numbers that came up with it were so low, and we're like, well, we're paying. I mean, there should be people seeing this. And then we tried it again, actually uploading the video to Facebook instead of just uploading the YouTube link, and then we paid the same amount of money, and here it got like 10 times the exposure. And like, okay, that's a trick. You got to upload it to Facebook. Actually, they don't want to, promote YouTube, or
No,
they don't want to send anybody their way, so they stifle it. Like,
oh yeah.
okay, well, I guess we figured that one out. But
The easiest way I found to circumvent all that stuff, Facebook Live. Have somebody out in the audience when y'all were on stage. Facebook Live.
They just let that through.
They let it go right through. That's just like this show. You're Facebook Live right now.
Yeah.
With a 5-second delay. It just goes right through.
Does everybody that subscribes to you then get a notification that you're live? And
it comes up like when I send y'all the link, it puts it on my Facebook page. I'm going live at this time. And advertises to everybody that's on my page. And I got the video and everything is set to public. Anybody can see it, even if you're not on my page, if they just notice that there's a live feed somewhere. Because, I mean, you can actually type in live feed and it'll pull up all the live feeds going on.
Yeah. Huh. That's something to think about.
The tricks.
Yep.
Learning the
tricks.
Yep.
I mean, I spent 6 months researching all this podcast stuff and the video and everything else, and took my knowledge of sound and lights and put it all together. And that's how I've gotten this far. And I keep discovering new things and new avenues, and really just paying attention to a lot of different things that people are doing and researching that particular thing. And well, like my friend Pan, she showed me the StreamYard stuff. I spent 2 weeks studying how to control this daggum thing before I even loaded it in the computer.
Yeah. It seems, I kind of liked how it had just click on your microphone and click on which video you want. I mean, seems pretty, on our end, not that difficult for us to join up, which was nice.
Yeah. And then you can, before you actually enter the studio, you can put whatever name you want to up there.
Yeah, I liked that. Do what?
You could have put mud. You could have put, anything.
We missed an opportunity because you couldn't have censored that, huh?
Exactly. Put Joe versus the volcano on there.
I love it.
Did you ever see that show?
No.
You never seen Joe versus the volcano?
Was it on TV? Probably.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. It might have been HBO or something. I don't remember. It's an actual movie.
Oh, a movie. Yeah,
You're not a movie nut?
I didn't grow up watching a whole lot of movies. We'll just put her there. Now I don't have time, so.
I'm telling my age. I grew up watching Creature from the Black Lagoon and Bela Lugosi and all of the good old horror movies.
Yes.
Which, hey, this October, everybody needs to watch because I got some cool stuff planned for that.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll be watching my show in October going, dude.
Yes.
It's hilarious. But I come up with different ideas, different stuff. But my big thing is I love the entertainment industry. It doesn't matter if you write a book or anything, it's in the entertainment industry. I love it. And I've had several people say, well, you just do country music. No, I don't. I'm this close to freaking Nashville.
You know what? I'm going to say something. I did
it.
not move to Nashville to get into country music. That was the furthest thing from my mind. I'm a rocker. I love rock and roll. But I moved back to Wisconsin and got into a cover band that did multiple genres, but mainly country. And I grew some respect.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have some major vocal control to sing some country.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, Patsy Cline, just saying, she has soul. I learned a lot. Keep your mouth shut. There's a lot of good different genres out there. Don't hate it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
kind of funny though. I moved down there and it was not for country. Everybody's like, "Oh, Nashville." I'm like, "No, it's not because country music for me."
Yeah. Nashville, late 80s, early 90s, had a real big hair metal band thing going on. And I was right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Isn't that when Tim moved down?
I
And
don't
then-
know when he moved down here.
I think so. I think he moved down and we need to get him on the show when we come on the show with you down there.
Oh,
when he
God.
come visit. Really
He
get
was
some
already-
stories going.
He was already on my show.
Yeah.
He was the one that put the idea of, you really need to do Facebook Live on this every now and then. And I'm like, okay.
Oh.
Well, it's kind of interesting that Sarah, so rock, and yet we're doing country. And I just remember I originally was in, growing up in the early 90s and stuff when the alternative scene was big, and,
Mm-hmm.
late 80s even with the hair bands and stuff like that. But, it was always like, we hated country. We hated it.
Oh, yeah.
We're always rockers. We always, punk rock. It was always, driving guitars and stuff. And
Sometimes
then,
our hair was spiked up higher than Dolly Parton.
But what was interesting that happened was I grew up in Cottage Grove, St. Paul Park area of the Twin Cities, and then in the early 90s they opened up the upper Midwest's largest country nightclub, and it was down the street from us. And just out of high school and stuff like that, we got jobs as parking rats there, where we'd park people.
Oh, yeah.
They would have 1,300 people there on a Saturday or a Wednesday, and there's the biggest country nightclub. And we got those jobs, and we're like, well, we'll just work in the parking lot.
Yeah.
We'll just work in the parking lot. We won't have to listen to music, and before you know it, then they need security staff in there. So then we're like, okay, well, we'll work one day a week inside, whatever. Before you know it, 4 years later, we're all bartenders and we all love the music.
And we're wearing cowboy hats.
And we're wearing cowboy hats and we love the music. It's like,
Yeah.
you'd never think, it. And, now here we are, with country music and making a living doing it. And it's just, but
And an award.
An award. Yeah.
It says
it's like,
country on that award.
we never thought we would be here. Either one of us thought we would be here today playing country music, making a living, winning awards. It's really weird. And I've never been
strange.
but in the 90s, when they came out, I'm like, I wanted nothing to do with it, but you just start listening to it and you're just like, wow, I mean, they're onto something here. It was just good music. It was Alan Jackson and Brooks and Dunn and all them. And it's just like, it really grew on you. And
Mm-hmm.
not
And
that
I think maybe it was around that time also where there was a spot in the 90s where it went from twangy guitar to Foreigner and Eagles sounding guitar.
Sure.
And that I think is what really drew a bigger crowd in towards country music, because it was more rocking then,
Yep, exactly.
Mhm.
We never liked the twang, but when you listen to it, it's like, well, there's really not that much twang. It's really rock music. It's just, maybe they're singing about pickup trucks or something, but it really was well written, great hooks, great melodies, great vocals. I mean, well written, and it's. You can't deny it. It was so much fun. It was fun music to listen to. It was fun music to be a part of, and of course I didn't play it back then. I mean, we were still into the alternative and all that stuff. We didn't play it, but now years later, I'm it's like kind of wish I would have started playing a little bit more of that stuff. I mean, I don't know the chicken picking. I never learned that. I never learned.
Yeah.
I never sat around and worked on scales. I was originally a drummer back then, and picked up the second instrument when I moved up here, and You know, but it's like, I really like the music. Well, let's play the music. We're going to have to, you know, play it a little bit of our way, but let's try to stick to the core of the song as much as possible.
Right.
But yet maybe pick it up a little bit, you know, maybe give it a little bit of a drive, you know, which is what I know is creating, you know, power with the drive, or with the wall of sound kind of thing. You know, we're give it some energy, you know, and just do renditions of great songs, and without butchering them, you know, without, you know, doing the punk rock version of them or whatever, you know, serve the song as much as possible, but yet, you know, use what I'm used to and what I can do. You know, we didn't, ability wise, have a lot of you know, technical scale work and all that, the playing that a lot of the country artists have around us. We just try to use what we have to work with and have some fun with it. So
have you ever watched Roy Clark play guitar?
Nope.
Seriously, Google it, YouTube it. Look at Roy Clark back in the day. You want to talk about a damn guitar picker from Hades, man. He freaking waylaid on it. And it was just, there was an old video that I ran across, and he was picking, and he was finger tapping. And what did Eddie Van Halen get big for?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was doing the slide.
What are you saying before Eddie Van Halen?
This was back in 1950, honey.
Oh, I didn't hear you say that.
Oh,
okay.
wow, okay.
Then yeah.
So that's where he got it then.
Roy Clark.
Okay, we'll be looking that up then. Okay.
Yeah, you got to look it up. I mean,
Writing it down.
it's pretty wild, some of the stuff that he done.
Roy Clark.
And all those guys make it look so easy too. I mean, just
Yeah, he was
I gotta work my butt off for every note. You know, it's like, and they just play.
Dude,
like
I'm sitting there thinking, you know, if I was to play guitar and do that slide stuff or whatever, I'd be pulling back like bloody fingertips and stuff, you know. and they're up there just, you know, waylaying on it, you know, and just having fun. I couldn't do it. Of course, I can't play guitar anyway, so
I can't either.
well, you fooled me a while ago.
Good. I'm working on it. That's the plan.
let him do all the playing. You just sit over and pretend.
No, I mean, do a little bit, but I mean, I learned by ear, self-taught, and yeah, I can't rip a lead yet, but one of these days I'm focusing on singing right now, I guess.
That's all you got to do. Because you got a wonderful voice.
Well, you're kind. Thank you.
You know, and you're not destroying it anymore. So
exactly. Gotta grow up sometime.
Maybe. Oh God, don't tell me that.
Just kidding.
Seriously, got to grow up sometime. I don't want to. I have too much fun. What are you doing?
Losing my ear. I was almost lost you there. Got you now.
You need some super glue?
Yes, actually. I know you're supposed to wear both in ears at the same time. I know that. But I'm used to just having the one in and talking to him when we're on stage. Now I got the wrong one in because I'm used to having this one in. And
yeah. Well, a lot of people do that.
Technical difficulties over here.
Oh, God. I think that's what makes it fun, though.
Yeah. I'm over here while we're setting up on Rob. We got 20 minutes. And this is our first podcast that we've ever done, and we've never set one up. And when we started plenty early this morning, like,
wait a minute, you're kidding me. This is the first podcast y'all have ever done?
Yes.
Yep.
Not kidding.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I am honored.
And
we are honored.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is a lot of fun, and we like the challenges and stuff, though. I mean, we know there's going to be tons of snafus in just about anything that you do.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, let's learn and let's do it and let's have some fun, and yeah, it's exciting for us. And
well, that's why I was telling her on the phone, you know, what I do is just, it's laid back.
Mm-hmm.
You just talk. You just have some fun. I mean, my mom always told me I never met a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
So I can talk to anybody. I don't care.
Makes it easier to not being tense.
Well, I mean, I like being able to talk to anybody because at the end of it, I feel like I've made a new friend.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned some new stuff about people, and that does it for me. That makes me happy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy.
Yes.
You have to go. Did you put enough water in the beans?
I
That
think
was
so.
burned up earlier.
Oh, it's been such a long weekend that, I mean, you can never quite rehydrate. You just never can. Just,
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the contest. I just wanted to say this.
Look,
So we did the pick off the battle of the band pick off that we just did a couple days ago. But the night before we didn't plan on having a full week. Like we didn't know we were going to actually do this pick off contest.
right.
Because we already had our stuff booked. Like our Wednesday booked and our Thursday booked. So we had a Wednesday show, then we had a Thursday show that we played in Iola. They have a big car show in Iola, Wisconsin.
Oh, I love a
People
car show.
from all over the world come to this. It's
it's
huge. It's amazing. You should check it out, Iola. We get there and did a good 4-hour show at least. And
Oh Lord.
is this smoke from the Canadian wildfires down bothering you guys down there? Because it definitely is up here in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's hazy, and I think they've had a couple of air quality alerts. So,
Yes. And I'm noticing that in my voice. I'm kind of
Mhm.
getting a little like our drummer lost his voice. And I'm like, were you screaming all night? What happened? And he's like, no, it's just gone. I don't know why. So,
Yeah.
anyways, our Iola show was right before the pickoff day. And we had like 3 hours of sleep. And it's not good for a voice on 3 hours of sleep. If you don't know that already, you probably already do.
Oh yeah.
So I wake up. Oh, we had to do a little radio interview that morning at like, what do we wake up at 6:30 to do this radio interview? And I'm like trying to do vocal warm-ups and I can't hit any of the vocal warm-up notes. And I'm like, and we have a contest to do today?
Mhm.
I don't even know how we got through it all. It was all these snafus, but the moment you step foot on stage, it's just magic happened.
Oh yeah.
Everybody in the band wasn't stressed out anymore. It was just everybody relaxed and we had a good time. It was beautiful.
I love that. So you don't drink anymore, so I can't tell you my little secret, but
You can though.
well,
add alcohol.
well, I mean, when you're doing shows and stuff, and people come in, similar, to what y'all had to go through.
Yeah.
They've been driving all night, and they got there, and they're ready to do a show, and the voice isn't where it should be, and no amount of clearing or anything else is going to work. I'd always give them a shot of whiskey, mix in a tablespoon of honey, and a shot of lemon.
I think that wouldn't break me. Like, I don't think I'd have to be like, all right, I need one every couple songs. Like, I think I would be fine with just one.
Yeah, no, that's all you need. And it helped a lot of people out. And then I think now they got the throat spray and all this other stuff that you can get. So
that stuff does work pretty good. But I've noticed just being well hydrated is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
But I hate water. I hate it so much.
Well, fish swim in it. So
Well, I like it for that, but I don't like to drink it. It's gross. I wait till the weekends to drink water.
Get bottled water and pretend it's vodka.
I forced myself right before on the way to the gig, I just start downing bottles of water. But I gotta make sure we're close enough to where I can hit the bathroom so we don't have to stop. Because when you're down in bottles, it's just then you gotta stop every 45 minutes.
And once you get on stage, you're kind of stuck,
Yeah. You don't really think about it as much though when you got everything else going on. But yeah.
No, I gotta go. I'm at that age. I was emceeing a show out at Lake Wapapello, Missouri. Freedom Jam. I was out there and I was emceeing the show. Had Morgan Miles was headlining, and a friend of the show, Taylor Hughes, was out there, and a bunch of other artists was out there. So there was like, oh God, don't get me in line. I think it was 6 artists. 3 were acoustic only, 3 were full band. And the acoustic, they went pretty good. And then we got to where we were at. The first full band was coming on. And as soon as everything got to me going up, I went up, I emceed, announced the band. And I was like, I could not wait to get off that freaking stage because I had to go, man.
That's the worst. Well, then you get stopped. So then you're on your way to the bathroom, right? You got like your 10 to 15 minute break between sets, or when you're emceeing, you're on your way to your bathroom, and then you get 5 people stopping you and talking to you.
Oh, yeah. Can we get a picture? No, not right now.
It might look weird.
There's been several artists, big name artists, they're just like, you're standing there and trying to do your business. And the next thing you know, you got somebody, hey.
I personally don't experience that. But
well, no, you got the full stall,
That's what I'm saying. Just clearing that up. No.
The only thing you got to worry about is there's no toilet paper over here. Can you hand some over?
Oh, yesterday I was using a stall. They have tons of these long stalls at this music venue. Anyways, the girl next to me dropped her bottle of liquor that she just finished, and it kind of rolled out front. And then somebody else was going to pick it up, and then they kicked it back under my door because I didn't know whose it was. And I'm like, I don't really want to be coming out of here looking like I just got done downing some liquor. I'm playing like a show that I should be respectable at.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny.
God. Okay, I've drank a beer in the shower before when I was younger, but I don't think I'd ever just went to go use the bathroom with a bottle of booze in my hand. I just not going to do it.
Oh, yes.
The things you girls do in there, I swear.
I've never been the one to be like, ladies, let's go to the bathroom. Like, I'm kind of by myself most of the time. Like, I don't know. I'm lame.
Well, you open that can of worms. Why do they do that?
It's to gossip. It's to talk about guy problems. That's what I think. That's why I choose not to, because I don't like the drama.
I don't like drama either. I hate it.
Yes. Same.
I think that's what. Yeah, no, that kind of shaped me into who I am today. I hate drama. I can't stand it. But drama always happens around you. It's always there. It's always present. And you just got to choose to feed into it or not.
Yes. True.
And I don't like feeding into it. I'd rather just go to my room and y'all handle it.
Mm-hmm. I'm out.
I'm done. It gets crazy. What are you doing?
Well, do we want to do another song?
Sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't want any dead silence here.
I was sitting there looking at you, and it looked like you had your wheels turning. You was thinking about something.
That, I guess. I was like, well, it's an hour and a half. And we didn't do too bad with our dead silence this time. I think it's because we can see each other this time. Remember the phone call that we all had when we first met each other? It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Y'all were, oh God, y'all were
We were
driving.
on the road. Yeah, we were.
Yeah, y'all were on the road going to another gig that you had to be at the next day, I believe.
Yeah, we pulled over. We were just hanging out on the side of the road and having a good old conversation. That was fun.
See, we should have FaceTimed.
We should have. We could have. You were stuck in traffic. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was stuck in traffic. I finally made it home. There's no telling what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to FaceTime Tim one time, and he was just like, dude, we're doing sound check. I'm like,
I thought about calling him the other day, but I'm like, you know what? I can't call him anymore because he's so busy all the time. I don't want to just, like.
well, he's doing the Trace gig. He's also, I think he's helping out 2 other bus lines now.
Wouldn't be surprised.
And well, I mean, he teaches people how to drive bus too,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just constantly on the go. And, that goes hand in hand with what I was saying earlier about, this year, it's like just an explosion of shows everywhere, and
It seems like a lot of big 90s artists came back out this year or prior, even like some even older than the 90s artist. Like John Conley, has he always been, like he's out doing dates up here? And
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's been doing this, but it seems like all of a sudden a lot of artists that were not really working as much anymore, maybe are all of a sudden all out doing stuff. I think it's great.
Yeah. And, Marty Stewart's going back on tour.
Seriously. Yeah.
Seriously.
Wow.
I think, I can't remember how many dates they posted the other day, but I was noticing that because he had a picture of him and his band, and they had all their tour dates down there and everything, and they're going back out.
Yep.
And I love Marty Stewart. He is a hoot.
Hey, you know who you should talk to? You should talk. I don't know. Have you ever heard of Kurt Olson? He's a drummer. He does Layla's a lot. You know him?
I don't know him, but I've heard the name.
I think he would be amazing on here because he's got to have so many stories. I think he's from the cities where you're from. But I met him down here. I actually met him down here in Springfield. We were watching a band. It was a Matt Chappell band. They actually had Tim McGraw's, Billy, I forget his name, Tim McGraw's first drummer was playing with that band. But then I met Kurt Olson, and I actually met Chris Vox that night. It's weird because I'm from Wisconsin, but I'm living down there, and I meet all these people from up north right next to where I grew up. It's so funny. And everybody just knows everybody. It's such a small world.
It really is. It gets crazy.
Yeah.
And you run into people. I mean, when I was over the road driving truck out to California and back, I'd run into people all the time. I'm like, what are y'all doing out here? Oh, we got here on vacation. I think I'd have picked a better spot than there, but okay.
Yes, that's funny.
I'm not a fan of California. I'm sorry.
I went once.
And regretted it.
My sister took me because she had like a meeting, like a work meeting.
Yeah.
And okay, so she's a little bit more fitness oriented and loves to hike. She bought me my first PA, Emily Fisher. So just had to give her a shout out. She did. She's always been there for me, and she's part of the reason why I'm doing this. But anyways, she had a work thing out in San Francisco or San Diego. I lied. And she takes me on this hike, and I thought we're just going to go see some cool, views, just not very far. Like you can walk from your parking lot to the view and then back without like completely dying. No, it was like a 5-mile hike up a mountain. No water. They tell you to bring water. No water. Sunburn. I'm going to get cancer from that now. But it was fun, I guess. Potato chip rock. She goes up on this rock. She goes on this rock that is like just an overhang, a very skinny rock overhang, and she's up on top of this rock doing the whole poses and stuff. And I'm like, no, I will not be getting up on that rock. It'll break the moment I get up there.
I want the safety line. I want the safety net below me. I want it all.
Absolutely.
Ain't happening.
I did write this song, or one of the songs that we're about to play when I was in California on the plane, though. It was just, I was sitting on top of a building waiting for her to get done with her classes and stuff. And it was, but yeah, I love Tennessee and I love Wisconsin. Tennessee is very similar to Wisconsin and vice versa.
As far as terrain and everything, yeah, it really is.
Yes. I miss it down there though.
It's gorgeous.
I have a ton of friends down there. Like I moved out when I was 18 and I was homeschooled. So I was didn't have a ton of friends when I was younger. But yeah, moved down there and I have a ton of friends and I miss them so much. But I have a ton of friends here now though. So.
You're more than welcome to come back down here and hang out every now and then. You know that.
I'm so busy now, but you know what? We want to do some stuff down there.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some shows down there.
All over the place. So we'll make it stop.
I just seen there was a lady. She does a lot of bookings in clubs and stuff. I don't really know her. She's just a friend on my Facebook page. And I noticed the other day, on and off a couple of times over the past week. Actually, she's actually been advertising on Facebook, needing bands. They can't get enough bands to play in the Nashville, Kentucky area. And it's weird because
I'm confused.
everybody's out. Everybody's out on tour.
Oh, but the question is, are they compensating for us to drive down there? Because I mean, there's so many bands down there. Nobody makes any money down there.
I have no clue.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'd think there'd be a ton of people like, cause it was hard to find gigs kind of in a way when I was down there. I mean, well, I played a lot in the outer skirts. I have played downtown, but we mostly played in the outer areas, Springfield, Columbia, and Murfreesboro. But
Oh yeah, there's let's see, there's a lot of places up in the borough now.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's
Otis
really
too.
boomed.
I bet you that place is big. It was funny when I moved down there. Murfreesboro was just getting there, but it was just up and everybody was up and coming. Nashville was up and coming. I mean, like building, getting bigger. It's just gotten so huge every year. Is growing
Mhm.
exponentially. Insane.
Yeah. When did you leave? 2019.
2017.
Oh
I was-
God,
2007 to 2017.
it is freaking okay. Everything you seen back then, times 75.
I visited in 2019. Is I think when I saw Tim. I stopped by and saw Tim and stuff not very long ago. Well, I guess 4 years ago.
Yeah. At one time in 22, Nashville had broke the record for the most skyrise cranes in operation at one time.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think it was like almost 30 something cranes.
You were talking about your commute home the other day, and I asked you where you were because I used to work. Well, I would go down Charlotte, and I'd work at Centennial Heart Hospital. I did medical billing, and I remember I got the job. I was actually working at AT&T store in Columbia, Tennessee. Well, you already know that. And this lady, she wanted me to come work with her over in Nashville at Centennial.
Right.
And I'm like, sure. You know, I decided to get the job. It was 2 hours because one way to get to
Mhm.
work the week I chose to get that job because the festival, the CMA festival was going on. I'm like, what did I do? It's like 2.5 hours one way.
Yeah.
I was
And-
like,
Well, I mean, for the CMA Fest this year, I was actually down at Nashbox Studios off 4th Avenue.
mhm.
So I think when I was talking to y'all, I was on the way back up because I went down there and set up the studio and everything else. And I just couldn't believe how long it took me to get from Nashville, 4th Avenue to Portland.
Mhm.
And I'm an old country boy. I've been running these roads a long time down here. I'm hitting every freaking back road I could just to go around the idiots that it's
Mm.
following their GPS that tells them get on the interstate. And it was just crazy because I think it took me an hour and 30 minutes
Yeah.
from 4th Avenue to Portland.
Yep.
And I'm just right off 65, exit
Yep.
117.
Yep.
So I feel you on that drive. I mean, it is insane. But I've got friends now that a friend of mine, she works at Vanderbilt. And I think her boyfriend works close to down there somewhere. But it takes them on an average from Nashville to Portland where they live. It takes them on an average about an hour and 15.
Yep.
And that's on a good day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're widening 65 now.
Yeah. More?
Yep.
Or what are we getting up to? how many lanes?
They're going up to 3 lanes from Millersville, Goodlettsville area all the way up to the state line, the Kentucky line.
Seriously.
3 lanes.
So now you guys have to sit in construction for the next how many years till it gets done?
I think they're going to get done in 2025. I'm not sure.
Perfect.
I don't know. I might be moved by then. Who knows?
I was lucky. Well, I didn't mind, but I was lucky that I finally got to work from home because of all the stuff that started happening with the COVID. Then
Mhm.
wait, I was still working there. No, I wasn't. Was I? before COVID. Well, regardless, they sent us home right before COVID, but that made it a
Yeah.
little easier.
Oh yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
But it was funny because I was living in Madison, Tennessee at the time, and it's like 17 minutes from there to my job at the time. So it didn't really. It's like really now I'm in town. Now we change it up.
Hey, you're lucky not to be in Madison anymore because that's turned into like the OK Corral over there.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
I lived in the OK Corral, by the way. So
Yeah.
I live right next to the Nashville Cemetery.
Yeah.
I saw a ghost in that cemetery once.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I did. It was like Halloween night, and I was writing a song. My brother was staying with me at the time. I didn't know it was Halloween night. We decided to go for a walk because, when you sometimes get into a project, you forget what day it is and what's going on. We're just so involved.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking down the cemetery, like the one entrance, and I'm ahead of him, and I'm talking, and I'm looking straight ahead, and I see this tall figure just looking over the battlefield or the cemetery. I look back at my brother, and I'm keeping talking, running my mouth about whatever I'm running my mouth about. And I see it there again still. And I turn back and look at him and turn back the third time and it was gone. And then I said, all right, time to go home. And I turned around and started walking the other way. And he's like, oh, you saw that too, huh? Yeah.
I say I'd have been like, what's up, dude?
No, the air changed. I felt it. It was something weird. Like I felt it before I saw it. So I was like, yeah, I'm out. Not my thing.
It's kind of like when lightning will hit close to you and you feel that charge kind of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
It is.
It's a crazy kind of feeling
It really is.
to look up and see eyes looking at you.
Wait, you've seen eyes looking at you. Oh, I like where this is going.
You ain't never done that. You be in someplace and you kind of feel like the hair on the back of your neck stand up or something, and you just turn around and kind of look.
You know,
and see something.
Yeah. Because when I first moved down there, my boyfriend was living in Kentucky in this house, and we go visit his mom was living in Kentucky, so we go see his mom, and it was his childhood home, right?
Mm-hmm.
I walk in there, and I just had this feeling, and then I, go upstairs to change or something, and I didn't like being upstairs by myself. And there's this wraparound stairs, to the second floor, and
yeah,
I don't like this. I don't like this. He's like, oh yeah, somebody jumped off of the banister, and etc. And I was like, ow. Well, I guess I felt that before we even knew.
I always like to be the guy who, like, when you'd get out the Ouija board, would first go and set the alarm clock in the room next door for like 10 minutes, and then you start playing, and all of a sudden, whoa!
I will not mess with that. No, sir.
I don't play with the Ouija board.
No.
I ain't not playing with that thing. No.
Samesies.
Just be the prankster out of the deal.
You don't even believe it, so you just like.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I
think my daughter's got like 3 or 4 of them in there.
I won't. I can't. One of my friends I was a kid too at the time, but when I was waiting tables, this kid said he messed with one, and this lady would follow him around. And one time I was driving him home to his house, and he was looking in the rear view mirror the whole time. And I'm like, what are you looking at? He's like, well, she's back there. And I'm like, he said, I messed with the Ouija board once, and things got interesting ever since. And I'm like, well, never for me.
Nah, you got to be careful with that stuff.
I agree.
I don't mess with that stuff.
I think it was a drunk thing for us back in the when we were young.
Wait, when you were kids? Excuse me?
I guess feels like kids at this time.
You're 21, right? Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't even get me started with when the time I started drinking. So
I moved to Murfreesboro first, and I got a job at Logan's Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And my roommates got me drunk. And I can say that because the one guy was taking shots of water, and his girlfriend was taking shots of vodka with me. And I didn't grow up drinking. So anyways, I had like 9 shots. Not smart. I do not recommend it, kids. I was in the front yard of this complex, and I was, throwing up and dying. And I called my boss. This is right when I moved down there, and I finally just got a job. So that was my first job, was waiting tables. And I called the boss. I'm like, hey, I can't come in today. I think I got food poisoning. And he's like, oh, you're probably hungover, aren't you? I'm like, I'm 18. I'm not old enough to drink. Yeah, he laughed
Yeah.
at me. Yeah, he's like, just come in tomorrow. I'm like,
Yeah, your butt will be here.
yeah. They let me keep the job. That was very kind. But I'm sure they're used to it. It's, waiting tables and
Well, yeah, I mean, and plus hair of the dog.
yep. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on with that industry. It was a lot of fun though.
They'll just go back to work. Do you another shot?
Yeah, I used to at that restaurant. That's where I met my drummer and guitar player for my first band that we did, and it was a heavy metal band, Originals.
What was the name of it?
Before Sanity, we played. We played one show. Well, we played several shows. We played at Club 527 in Murfreesboro, but I think our first show was at the Limelight. And you pay all your friends, or you tell all your friends to buy tickets to come see you. And yeah, your 15 friends that had the $15 to come in and see you. And it was fun. It was a cool experience.
Yeah, because I know exactly about the Limelight because I was light director at the Limelight from 2006 to 2008.
You were there.
Mm-hmm.
You were there when we played.
If it was on a weekend, I was there.
Yes. I don't remember if it was on a weekend, but you might have been there when we played. I know they recorded it. There was like they did the video and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, you could have been there.
I probably was.
You probably were. You might have been. Holy crap. Small world. Oh, my voice was so shaky because it was my first show.
Mm-hmm.
And I sounded just like a goat.
Was you on a nighttime gig or daytime?
It was evening. I know that much. Like probably
Okay,
5.
I remember one time we had a matinee from noon to 5, and they pushed through 6 bands. But it was a mixture. It was country and rock and
There was a girl doing blues. She did a blues track. Like she didn't have a band. She sang a blues track. Then they had a little bit of everything.
yeah, and then let's see. Jesse James Dupree of Jackal, his younger brother played down there at that matinee. And I think they were the last act. 2 acts before that was Jamie Johnson when he first started.
Okay, we weren't there, but that's crazy. I don't think
that's something that's always been unique about me. I don't care what your status is. You put your pants on just like I do. And I'll walk up there and they throw a bunch of shows at you at once. The only thing you can do as far as a light guy or a sound guy is walk up and go, hey, what kind of music y'all play? How do you like your lights? And, sometimes, if you've been on stage a lot, you kind of know what you like and what you don't like. Okay, I've got a couple of slow songs. Can you mix me in some blues, some reds, do something? And most of the time they'll just tell you, you're the light director. You just do what you do, man. But back then it was, I had more control of the board back then. Now it's all computer stuff, LEDs and everything else. That's why I don't do it no more.
Rob actually does our lights. He doesn't actually have a light show. We do have a light show with our band, and he's got this pedal board that he'll be clicking different presets, and people are like, who are running your lights? And he's just like over here tap dancing.
I try to keep it simple, but yeah, the small things happening throughout different points in the song really seems to make a big impact. And so we've got geysers and we've got pixel strips and stuff in the back doing syncopated things and stuff, and then front lights that I can turn on and off, and just try to keep it simple, but yet when it's a harder song, have the lights banging more, and when it's soft, have something that sets the mood. And
Oh
You know,
yeah.
just
And
doing
then
simple things.
I think, I don't know if your battle board has it or not, but I used to have a thing that was free run. You just hit the button and it would just run the sequence and just let it run.
Yeah, I run off the laptop and then just run a MIDI pedal to where it controls different whatever presets I have set on the laptop. And so yeah, I just have some generic patches that I can just run for most of the stuff, you know, depending on how fast or whatever. And then I come up with some custom stuff for the originals that
Oh,
are a
yeah.
little more fitting for just those particular songs. And so we run through most of our lights pretty simple, or most of the nights pretty simply with simple stuff happening, but then try to make a big deal with our originals and at the end, and have strobes at the end of the songs and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes it fun. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and
And-
I've been doing it that way so long right now that it's like, you know, I'm hitting the switches and not even thinking about it, you know, so it's really not, you know, like I'm trying to do too much at one time. It's like I've been doing it that way for 20 years. So it just kind of happens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And now it's at the point where if it doesn't happen, you know, if we're somewhere where there isn't the lights or I don't have the control over the lights, then it feels weird to me. You know, it's like,
oh yeah, it's hard to let go of control, man. It really,
like, oh, this geysers are supposed to come in here and we don't have that. Okay, well, keep going.
oh yeah, well, I mean, you could relate to what I said earlier. You know, you walk into a club and you see somebody on stage and you're just like, really? Really? What? You're not even in time.
Yep. Oh yeah.
That was the total wrong scene for that whole.
Yep.
I would have done the blue and the red over here, and I would have been no. And it drives you nuts. It's like you just want to go up there and go, "Do you mind? Can I?"
Yep. Yep.
But I can't do that anymore because everything is it's all computer generated and everything else. Because I did everything kind of like how you play by ear. I always did the lights by ear.
Yep.
I would follow the tempo changes. I would paint different scenes. And if somebody was really rocking out, I would look like I was up there playing Chopin or Bach or something, you know, just totally jamming out to it. And I had movers that I ran by hand. They were not computer run.
Wow.
Yeah. And I had two boards at the Limelight. One was for all the park hands. The other one was for my movers, the hazers, and my specialty lights that I had put up. And then there was another smaller board that handled stuff for like the dance floor, you know, lasers and all that stuff for a dance floor. And I'd just get up there and wear it out.
I have to say, I got to find the video that we got of that venue when we played. That was our first show. But the light show was spectacular. You had some, I don't know if it was you, but I know whoever was doing it, I was impressed.
Only thing I got to do is see the video and I can tell you exactly if it was me or not.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna find it. I will find it.
Find it. Find it. Let me know. Cause I did a lot of stuff for Jones World, played in there a lot.
Okay.
You remember Jones World when you was down here?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's Todd, I think his name was. He was the lead singer, guitar. He did a lot of shows down there. He did like a Prince tribute. He did a Halloween show. He did all kinds of stuff down there. And he had his own LD, and me and him worked together on a bunch of stuff. And his LD, he set all his stuff to automatic run one time, and I set mine to automatic run. And the movers, you could move one of the channels all the way up and they would automatically run. So we had all that stuff going full blast. And me and his LD standing out in the middle of the floor like, oh my God, you know? And it's weird because he was a big old boy too. He's like 6'3", maybe 260. I mean, he's just big old country boy. And he grabbed me and hugged me, and I hugged him back, and he was like, hell yeah.
Yes. That's
It was the most fun.
hilarious.
I can't remember his name to save me, but it was the most fun I ever had working with another LD. Everything just came together, and it was just awesome.
You had that chemistry.
Yeah.
It's like band chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just, we came together and we focused and we put everything together, and he knew what I was doing. I knew all the specialty lights that he put in, and we just kept feeding off each other all night.
Nice.
And I need to get with Todd and see if he's got any video or anything on that.
Nice.
But
Oh,
that would be cool as hell to find out.
right.
But yeah, if you get that video, I'll look at it and I'll tell you exactly when it was.
Oh, I will. I don't know when, but I will figure it out. I already tried to get him to find it, but I tried to get it from my old drummer, and he doesn't. He said he would look for it, and then never heard anything. So,
Well, tell him the guy from the David Bradley show wants to see it.
okay, I will. I will. His name is Brad, actually. So
It probably won't do anything, but you could try.
we could try it.
I don't know who that is. Oh Lord. Well, you got 2 hours in. You gonna play some more?
Yeah, should we do
All right.
another one? And,
Sure. Which one you want to do?
burn it?
Pink Floyd, The Wall.
All right. Pink Floyd, The Wall it is. All right. Let's try. Let's do.
Hey, at least I didn't holler Freebird.
Thank you.
Yes, last night we were watching one of the other bands play after we got done. And the guy's like, all right, taking requests. What do you guys want to hear? Now, down in South, pretty much everybody says Sweet Home Alabama, though, I've noticed.
Yeah.
It's a bigger thing there. But up here, it's like insane Freebird. Like
Mhm.
you hear Freebird a couple times down there, it's way worse up here.
Yeah, that's my biggest joke, though. Everybody, Freebird. What are your Freebird?
Mm-hmm.
And don't get me wrong, I love Leonard Skinner. They're great. I mean, they were pretty much what put Southern rock bands on the map.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I am a big fan. It's just funny that everybody always has to say that.
Yeah.
Woke up in Ego City, waiting on Inspire. Light one up, drink my coffee. Sunrise over broken land. Looking for a place to hide. Life showing in their eyes. Getting numb to be free. Got stuck inside this carousel. Now you're dizzy and can't stand up. No one hears the words coming out of your mouth. Too dirty to be in the pew. Find no mercy there for you. Cotton dress and a string of pearls. Fake pretty, it's an ugly world. Don't fit in, just get out. Close your eyes and shut your mouth. I wanna take back what you took from me. The lost time and memories will never be returned. And I hope you feel the pain of losing everything you love the most in life. An eye for an eye, so I'll sit back and wait. What can you say when the world is falling apart in front of you? Weigh you down till you can't stand up. No one hears the words coming out of your mouth. Cotton dress and a string of pearls. Fake pretty, it's an ugly world. Revenge will eat your soul. Forgiving is letting go. Crying tears in the dark, broken heart, you fall apart. Gotta to move on. Get up, you're growing strong. So far left to go. So tired, heavy load. I'm not letting go. You won't shut my mouth.
All right.
That was Barnacle.
I like that.
Thank you. We lost our ears for a second there, so I was over here.
I noticed that. I was just like, what is she looking at?
We lost you. Hold on a second. All right. What did you say? I'm sorry.
I said, I noticed that you was like, what? And I was like, okay, what did they just kick loose?
Yeah. So we have a little splitter in our little interface here, and I'm pretty rough on cables. Let's just put her that way. And so that one's the one that goes in my studio, and I walk from my computer area into my booth, and I kind of yank the cable, and here we are now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the best one out of the two that we have.
You got to keep her on a wireless leash.
Absolutely. And we normally do, but that's why we wanted our packs working today, our ear monitor packs, but oh well, this is fun. You sound good. I can hear you well. So
Yeah.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm glad that, part of it come through real good.
Yeah.
And y'all stuff's coming through good. I mean, he actually did really good.
Good. Good. That was the plan, hopefully.
Yeah. We're not really sure on the balance or anything, but yeah, we're hoping to do some sort of justice.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a friend of mine text me and they were like, everything looks good. Sound is awesome is what they said. So.
All right. All right. Now we can breathe.
Now you can breathe. You can take it easy. Everything's fine. I think.
It is. It is.
Oh, look, cool.
By the way, that song, that's the song that we will be releasing shortly.
Right.
I was just going to say, how many songs have you got out right now?
One.
We've got the one, but we've got probably another 6 pretty much ready.
Yeah.
We recorded a lot of video from Aquafest where we opened for
Neil McCoy.
Neil McCoy, and so we're going to use that video footage to release that one. And there's a couple more that we'll probably be releasing later in the summer.
Awesome.
Or early fall.
I can't wait.
We can't either.
Get it released. Get it over. A lot of people are putting everything on. I don't know if they're using a host or what they're doing.
Yep.
But I know everybody's putting everything on Spotify, Amazon, all that stuff. I use a host through the podcast, but it's only for podcasting. But it puts me on 16 different stations. So
it's the same concept. I know there's several different hosts that you can use. I don't have Spotify. I'm going to admit that. Every time somebody releases something on Spotify, I'm like, please put it on somewhere else, like YouTube too, so I can see it. Because
I ain't going to lie. I do not, me personally, if I'm looking up a band, I go straight to YouTube.
That's what I'm saying. And here's another thing that I'm noticing too. You can't really hide your music. You got to get your music out there. Don't be charging people for your music when you're not known. Like go buy my album for $20, but nobody knows who you are and they're not going to do that. You got to share with the people.
Yeah.
I feel like you
Well,
have to share it with
unfortunately,
people.
I mean, when we put it on that, we wanted it just to be free. I mean, we want people to share it. We want people to enjoy it. And unfortunately, when you do it on the platforms like that, they make you charge for it.
Yep.
You can't set it at free. It's they want their cut. If you're going to put it on their platform, they want their cut. So you have to charge for it. And it's like, well, I really wish we could just.
It's all about that dollar.
Yep. I mean, we'll make our money at least at this point playing shows and doing that stuff. But it'd be nice to just get it out there to whoever wants it.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, and
unfortunately, we can't.
y'all get them cut and get them loaded up or wherever y'all are going to put them. The only thing you got to do is tag me in it and stuff like that, and I'll share it.
Awesome.
Because I don't know if y'all see it or not, but if you look down at the bottom of the screen, what has been scrolling across is like, share, follow, and subscribe. That's my soapbox.
Yep.
It don't cost nothing.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
It's a point and a click.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And it helps everybody out because we all need it. I definitely need it.
Same. More ways than one.
Well, I mean, when you're first starting out and everything, I mean, it helps with the algorithms. It helps to get out to where you can reach more people. And, and that's, I've asked several people, and I've actually been a part of this myself. And I'm sure y'all have, because you've gone to concerts before. And a lot of artists have told me there is no better feeling in the world than standing on stage and the audience singing your song back to you.
One day.
And that's you got to get out there. You got to get the music out there, and you got to do what you got to do.
Another almost synonymous. I can't say it. Synonymous.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Is your band playing the original music too? Is another special moment. Is like when we had our band practice to pull together. Well, one we're not going to play tonight, but the one that we released and a couple other ones, it was so amazing just to hear those notes, the keyboard and everything pulling it like exactly like how we recorded it, just playing it live. And it's just a beautiful honor.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody will learn something that you wrote. Like, wow, they spent the time on learning that.
Yeah.
Special.
Unless you're Tim Thurber and then you just need a cheat sheet.
Yes. Perfect. True.
Yeah, we are very fortunate with that we have the people that we're working with and people that care about what we're doing as much as we do. And it's a lot of work, and we're just glad that there's so many people that are part of it that take us seriously, and people like you that help promote us and help share us and give us some attention to and share with your subscribers and all that. We really do appreciate that stuff.
Oh, trust me, it is an honor. Every time I have a guest on, you guys included, it is an honor to have y'all on the show and just to be a part of helping y'all reach a whole lot of audience people. And some of them will become your fans and they will follow you. And it does my heart good. I had an author on, JD Williams, and she called me, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I asked her, I said, have you been getting any positive feedback? And she told me, she said, David, I know this is directly from your show. And I said, what do you mean? And she said, I am getting people downloading the book and the songs that are associated with the book in places that I never reached before.
Wonderful.
And I was just like, that did it for me.
Mm-hmm. That's why you do what you do. You're like,
yeah, it's just like, and it's just, I love being able to do that. Because to me, and I say this on a lot of shows here lately, but what it is to be human has always intertwined with music. The sounds, the vibes, the everything it's part of our soul, I think. Because even through history, you know, caveman drawings and everything else, if they're not, you know, a bow and arrow shooting something to eat it, there's drums, there's some kind of rudimentary drum, there's, you know, all that stems from way back in our history. Music is a part of us. And I think the more music that is created and people being able to listen to the different music is just something that is just, music has helped me so much.
Yep. Same. Same.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. 3 divorces and music has helped me through each one. So
Yes. That's why I like to write. That's why I like to play. It's just, I hate to say therapy, but it kind of is in a way. I mean,
it
it's
is. I know it is. You know, I've had so many singer-songwriters tell me that, you know, if I was not able to just sit and have a little bit of therapy and write a song and just, I would probably lose my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's great stuff. A lot of people are turning out great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that makes me madder than anything is you got the big names out there. You hear their songs.
Mm-hmm.
People buy the crap out of their music. But there's so many people out there that are way more talented that nobody ever hears.
True.
Tell them to come on my show. They'll hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get them out there.
Well,
As far as my reach is, I don't know. The other day I was reaching over 65,000.
That's awesome.
oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's weird. I'm blowing everybody's algorithms all to hell.
That's amazing.
But I just pull it up every now and then and I'll look at it and I'm like, huh.
Well, I guess if everybody out there is listening and does want to hear something that we did record, you can find us at embermusic.info. We do have our song right on our page, but it's Inferna by Ember. So it's kind of a dance song. It's kind of got a disco beat. I'm not sure if you listened to it. It was, I think, on that link we sent, or was it?
You sent something, but I can't remember exactly. I know the song you sent me, I know I liked it. And then I think we went straight into talking about getting y'all on here. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm. So I'll probably send you the link to that song actually later
yeah, send it to me.
if you want to hear it. But yeah.
No, I won't. Are you going to play it?
Well, we're not going to play that one. That one's
No.
very keyboard driven.
Oh, you teased me. Oh,
We're probably going to lose our board. We're
What?
probably going to lose our board here.
Or our board's dying? Okay, well, our board is dying, but do you want to hear one more song? Do you want to do one more song?
yeah, do another song.
All right.
I want to hear another one.
All right.
Sex is cheap, love is free. Will you pay with eternity? Good intent left with emptiness. Peace and silence, rather be alone. Wanted it all, started from reverse. Losing each time I play. Maybe it's not my game. I let go and come back empty. Wanted love, but love doesn't want me. It's different now. When the devil knocks, I know the signs, but my door is locked. Yet you come around and try to tempt me. the movie screen. Want more than your typical American dream. That Cinderella ending will have to come by me. Cripple me, this time for free. Cling to a wish, let you haunt my dreams. But I'm no angel, never said that I was. I took a bite, then I spit it out. Wasted more time and wasted love. It's our lives on a movie screen. Want more than your typical American dream. That Cinderella ending will have to come by me. I won't be your dirty secret. You want me and everybody else. I'm worth more than what you're giving. Go find somebody else. It's our lives on a movie screen. Want more than your typical American dream. That Cinderella ending will have to come find me. This is the new generation, getting high on lust and validation. What happened to truth and accountability? Go find somebody else.
All right.
That was called Sick.
I like that. You know, I could actually, the whole time y'all were playing that, I was sitting there thinking, man, that'd be good in a movie.
Well, it's available for a movie. If anybody needs it for a movie, you can come talk to us.
You know, it's kind of like, you know how they do so many scenes in the movies where the girl's walking down the street or she's in the car driving or something like that. I could just hear that song playing in the background.
Well, maybe it will be one day.
Attention, Hollywood. That'd be cool as I'll get out. Well, all right. So tell everybody your websites and everything. I know your board's fixing to die, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Awesome. Okay. Embermusic.info. Just www.embermusic.info or embermusic.info for our Facebook. It pretty much will just pull anything up.
All right, cool. Yeah, and I'll put the link on the bottom of the credits and everything on the show. So
Can I do a shout out to our band?
Honey, you can call them by name, what they play, whatever you want to do.
Well, we have, first of all, we have Rob Strum on guitar. Then we also have our bass player, John Turnock, and we have, these guys are amazing people. Then we have our drummer, who's a vet also, he goes by Zinger, Mike. And we have, who am I missing? Ivan. He goes by Crazy Ivan. He's mad awesome on a yo-yo, and he can play the keys like nobody I've met around here. So
that is awesome.
I love our friends. They work so hard. And
you forgot one.
Did I forget one? Who did I forget?
You.
Oh,
Sarah Bursch.
Oh,
there
yes, I'm Sarah Bursch.
You always got to do that.
Oh, my bad. Well, I just want to make sure I got everybody else in there. I forgot a lot of people, but yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, Mr. Bradley, thank you for having us. This is amazing. This was fun.
Like I said, I'm honored for y'all to be on the show, and I really appreciate y'all being there.
Thank you.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to have a lot more fun. And I'll share all this up, and I'll put links to y'all's emberinfo.com and all that. It'll all be on there.
Amazing.
Or ember.info.
Embermusic.info. Yes.
Embermusic.info. See, I'm even going to write that down. Hang on. If I don't, this is why I have notepads everywhere.
Mm-hmm. You know, we were going to sit down and write some notes because we had all this time today. We were going to write notes about stuff we were going to talk about. That didn't happen. But what were we thinking?
It's just like I said. My assistant does all this stuff, and she puts a lot of work into it, and she pulls stuff up. And only thing I do really is I scan it, I learn a little bit, and I use it to I'll come up with something, I'll think of something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Half the time, most of my shows are just, they're raw, they're not scripted, there's nothing about it. I mean, I just love having a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And this has been fun, you guys. I
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Well, it's nice to learn more about you too. I mean, you've got quite some background and stories. It's very interesting.
You know, and I could sit here and probably, if I did a nonstop podcast, I could probably go for about 48 days just telling truck driver stories. And I ain't doing it.
He ain't doing it.
I've seen things, I've witnessed things going on out there, and I just, you know, it was a big career. You know, Monday through Friday, I drove truck. On the weekends, I did lights and sound.
Wow. And when did you sleep?
I did.
That's what I thought.
When I was driving truck, I'd sleep at night in the truck. But when I got home, like Fridays, I'd be like doing lights and sound. I can't tell you how many times I slept inside the Limelight.
Yeah. I think it's so special that I played there the year that you worked there. I gotta find this out.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yes.
Because I was there every weekend,
Yes.
knocking it out left and right. And let's see, sound guy's name was Rob.
Really? Okay.
He was a little skinny dude. His name was Rob, and he had an intern that helped with setting up the stage for the musicians and everything else. I can't remember his name.
Well, I don't know how you remember that long back, because I can't remember anybody's name from that night at all.
I don't know. I've got one of those weird memories. I can look at something and read it, and if it interests me, I'll remember it.
Yeah.
But if it's something that doesn't interest me, and I won't remember a thing from it.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. All right, y'all. Well, we appreciate y'all being on the show, and y'all are welcome back anytime,
Thank you so much.
especially to get your butt down here and get in that seat over there.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna make that happen.
Let me show you again. See? Right
Don't make us threaten. We're gonna do that.
Looks comfy, more comfortable than these chairs.
Well, yeah, you get your butt goes numb after a while. What are you doing? You killed it. You killed it. You messed it up. Sarah screwed up the microphone, y'all. Everything's gone. It's all done. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later, and we appreciate it. And remember, everybody, please like, share, subscribe. It's scrolling on the bottom right there. Follow, do all that good stuff. And y'all be good. Peace and love to everybody. We're out of here. See you more. Bye.